Hi everyone, it's Mark. Welcome back to my channel. How you doing today? Today I'm going to talk about a Noelle Randall video where she advises everyone to stop buying houses. Is that good advice? Should you follow what Noelle is telling you to do, or should you press the no button on Noelle Randall and her video? At the end of this video, you will have the answer to that and you will know for sure. If you enjoy my videos and you want to make sure that you don't miss any, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you could help me out with the YouTube algorithm and smash that like button.
Stop buying houses. I know. Noelle is a real estate millionaire telling you to stop buying houses, not to buy houses.
Noelle Randall says she's a real estate multi-millionaire, so obviously she claims that she's made a lot of money in real estate, and yet she's telling people not to buy houses. I don't know if Noelle is or is not a real estate millionaire. Really, that doesn't even matter. What matters is whether her advice is good and whether it works or not. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work and it's not good advice.
So there are so many benefits to real estate and to buying houses. So I know that it is a very crazy thing for me to say stop buying houses, because when we talk about real estate, we're talking about passive income, we're talking about appreciation. Obviously, homes go up over time.
Passive income, leverage, appreciation. All values of real estate, all benefits that you get from purchasing and owning real estate. I agree with everything that she said here. And these aren't even all the benefits that you can get from real estate. She didn't mention mortgage pay down or the tax benefits or the ability to purchase real estate below fair market value and lock in immediate equity. There are other benefits to real estate that she doesn't even mention here. These are all reasons not to stop buying real estate. I have no idea why Noelle spends 2 minutes in a 7-minute video telling you all the reasons why you should buy real estate in a video that's titled Why to Stop Buying Real Estate. My first thought was that she was trying to convince people to stay out of the market so she would have better access to exclusive deals. But I can't even imagine that Noelle and her massive ego could believe that her videos can have that kind of effect on the real estate market.
Yeah, I know I brag about having a master's degree from Penn State in economic development, but
I don't know whether Noelle has a master's degree in economic development or any degree at all, or even what an economic development degree is from Penn State. Maybe it's this self-directed online program. Again, Noelle's background and her education don't have any relevance to this video. What matters is whether her advice makes sense and whether it's true and whether you should follow it.
so during the pandemic, you know that we were all in quarantine and everything stopped. Well, guess what else stopped? The building of houses.
Noelle has the root cause correct. It's the COVID pandemic. She even has the time frame correct. It's the start of the pandemic. But what she doesn't have right is exactly what happened there. It wasn't that nothing was ever built during the pandemic. There was a crash at the beginning of the pandemic, which you can see here in the first half of 2020. But then housing starts increased steadily ever since then. The real problem is that people just stopped moving. So since they weren't moving, they weren't putting their homes up for sale. The reason they weren't moving is that they were working from home because of the pandemic. So there was no reason to sell their house. Additionally, they were afraid of moving because of the change in their work environment, that people were working from home and not going into the office anymore. This change in work environment is beginning to shift back to normal. There are now 70% of people who are back in the office at least part-time. The other reason that prices escalated so much was because of demand. It was as much a cause of demand as it was supply. And a lot of that was because of the record low interest rates, which has got as low as 2% for owner-occupied properties.
In fact, I think that buying a house to live in is probably one of the dumbest things that you could do with your money, but people insist on doing it all the time, so I'm gonna let you keep doing that.
This is probably the dumbest thing that I've ever heard anyone on YouTube say. And if Noelle is going to continue to make statements like this, I will continue to make videos calling her out on it, and I will continue renting to people who follow her advice. You should always secure your own place to live first. If you don't own your own home, you're at the mercy of your landlord. The long-term benefit of real estate is that your costs are basically fixed. Your property taxes and insurance can go up, but they're not going to go up in huge amounts. Your principal and interest, your monthly payment, should stay the same. And over time, your income should go up, so that if you own your own home, the portion of your income that you pay for your living expenses should go down. That is not necessarily true if you rent. It is more than likely not true, because your rent will go up over time. I can come up with a long list of successful people who own the home they live in, and an even longer list of the different kind of people who don't own their own home. But I'll start with two. I had a friend who moved into an apartment when he changed cities. When he first moved in, the rent was $1,200 a month. When he finally moved out, the rent was $2,400 a month, the same as the mortgage payment for the house that he purchased. Yes, you understand that correctly. His payment did not go up when he purchased a house, even though he was owning the house rather than renting. Fast forward a few years, the rent on the apartment that he's not living in anymore would be $3,600. The second person you should ask is Noelle. Are you telling me that she's a multi-million-dollar real estate investor who has never owned her own home? She's always rented throughout her life? I don't know, but go ahead and put a comment in her video and ask her. Also, interest rates are not an absolute killer in terms of purchasing real estate. I have purchased real estate to rent out when interest rates were as high as 10%. The good thing about interest rates is that if you lock in a low rate and they go up, then you just stand pat. You're never forced to refinance when rates go up if you have a fixed rate mortgage. However, if you have a 10% rate like I did and rates go down to 4% like they did, then you refinance like I did and you lock in the lower rate.
Like I said, prices are up. Why would you buy something when it's the most expensive that it can be? As the supply starts to come up with the demand, the prices will level off. The second thing and why it's not a good time to buy a house is because of the interest rates. Interest rates have gone up by almost 2% in the past 6 months because of all of the inflation that is going on. Again, this will level out over time.
Interest rates have gone up by 4 percentage points, and it's about to be 5. They've gone from 2% to 6%, and we're headed to 6%. No one thinks that the Federal Reserve is finished raising interest rates this year. Most people are expecting 2 more interest rate increases. And then we'll get into next year, and you may see even more if inflation isn't under control. So if anyone thinks the interest rates are going down anytime soon, and that's what you're waiting for to purchase a house, you're going to be waiting for quite a while. Prices are past their peak and sales are starting to slow down. If there was ever a time to stop buying houses or at least slow your purchases, it was well over a year ago. Now is the time to start ramping up your leads and start looking for deals. There are always going to be distress and probate sales unless you think people are going to stop getting divorced or losing their jobs or dying. And I don't believe that. In fact, I think that the losing their jobs part is going to increase because the Federal Reserve is on record that they are going to crush inflation. And if it takes pain in the economy to bring down inflation, the Fed will continue to raise interest rates to make sure that inflation comes down.
So there you have it. I have given you the full story on what to do, and I have a complete training just for you. Go to noellsfreetraining.com. That's Noelle, Noelle with an S, noellsfreetraining.com.
Now we know what the video was all about. It was just a clickbait so that Noelle could get your attention, get you to the end of the video where she could sell you on some free training, which undoubtedly will lead to not so free training. Not only did she not give us the whole story about what to do in this rental real estate environment, she didn't give us any story what to do. But at least you have the free training offer there. I haven't looked at the webinar yet, but if I get enough comments and requests down below, I'll be happy to do it for y'all and make a video. I'm Mark. Thank you for watching the video. I would love it if you would engage with me. Leave a question or comment down below. And until next time, keep that cash register spinning.